It is so funny. I keep looking over her for the camera, not realizing the camera's over her. But anyway, welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. You know where we are. We're down here at the Peppermill Lounge. Absolutely amazing on the red sofa. But we have an incredible group on the sofa today. A reoccurring guest star, I think 2 or 3 times. Her name is Michelle Jones. She's absolutely amazing. And with her, she has the Violetric.
That is correct.
I got it right because I kept saying electric, and it's not, it's electric. Obviously, the reason it's called that is because you're all they all have this electric violins, right? They're all, and they've got all the colors, and you've got the blues, and now why don't you have one?
Well, I don't need a bow
You
to
don't,
play.
she doesn't need one. That's a very, Michelle, how are you?
I am doing very well. Thank you so much for having us
Well,
again.
absolutely, because I love having you on.
Oh, lovely.
She's a bundle of energy, and she's always ready to go and do, and she's a typical person that should be in the music industry, because you have so much going on, and you have so much enthusiasm. Now, I understand you're in Vegas. You actually live in Atlanta, right?
We live in Orlando.
Orlando. They actually live in Orlando. They keep flying into Vegas, but you came here for a very special occasion.
Yes.
I want to know what that special occasion is. What is a special occasion?
It's because of the Neon Museum. Here in Las Vegas, they invited us to come and perform for this very special event. Tim Burton has opened an exhibit that runs through February 15th of 2020. Yes, Tim Burton.
Is.
Yes, his art, and a lot of it is original and unique to just this exhibit, like no one has ever seen it before.
Oh,
he created it just for this, but there's also a collection of pieces that he already had as well.
Yeah.
But it runs now, in fact, it opens today to the public. And then
today is the opening, so this is very appropriate. I'm going to try to get my producer to put this show on today. I don't know if he can. Where is he? Steve! You've got to get this up today. Now you've got all these lovely ladies with you. Now this is actually your group.
Yes.
So this is your own, because I always see Michelle, she's always playing in, you played in the Barry Manilow group.
Actually,
no, it wasn't the Barry Manilow.
Well, I played with Wayne Newton a lot.
Wayne Newton a lot.
And then I also performed with Ted Torres, who is here, who's the Elvis tribute artist.
Yes,
and we
Ted
did that
Torres.
special 50th anniversary show. That was our last visit
That's why I was saying Elvis Presley, yeah. And that was fabulous.
Oh, it was wonderful.
Amazing.
We had members of the Las Vegas Philharmonic with us, and I was the music director on that show.
Really?
Yes, so that was a lot of fun. And then now we are so happy to be back again, and this time again with the Neon Museum.
You're getting very big engagements and very good engagements.
Very blessed.
Is this your husband's behind you as well? Does he take care of a lot of the stuff and make sure it's put together?
He's definitely involved, absolutely. He's the one who builds our lighted instruments. Now, we brought our acoustic instruments today because we wanted you to be able to hear us.
Yes, I want to hear they're going to play something for us in a little bit. But first of all, now what is your name?
Yamilet.
Yamilet, that's a name I'll remember, won't I? Until the next second. And how long have you been playing? This is the cello, right?
Yes.
I could get my instruments right.
Absolutely.
And I know that's the harp. I thought I was going to heaven in a few minutes, but maybe I am, maybe I'm not. How long have you been playing this?
A little over 20 years.
2 years?
20 years.
20 years. I had somebody in here the other day, they'd only been playing for 2 years, so that's why I'm like kind of for 20 years. So obviously this is what you do for your living, what you do for your life. And how do you like being in this group?
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Yes. I love playing the music that we get to play, classic rock or Tim Burton medleys.
Wait a minute, you said classical rock. How cool is that?
That's what we mainly play.
I love that. It's like I love them when they have the piano and the jazz together.
Yes.
You know, I love that sort of that energy in that. It's fabulous. So have you achieved what you started out 20 years ago?
Oh gosh. I started out 20 years. Well, I don't sound as bad as I did
when you first started. Well, how old were you? What, 6?
I was 9.
9 years
I
old.
started on violin and then switched to cello.
And why did you switch to cello?
Because you get to sit down.
Although she does not sit when she plays normally. She's normally strolling with us.
Oh, how wonderful. And what is your name?
My name is Madison.
Madison, you're playing the harp, but you're playing a small one.
Yes.
Yes, I used to know a young lady, and she had the great big one. She used to play in a lot of the big concerts and everything. I forget her name, but she was a good friend of mine. But this is small. Can you get just as much music and what you need out of a small one as a big one, or is it different?
I'm a little more limited in what I can play on this versus when I'm on the big concert grand pedal
So
harp.
you do have one, and you play with that. How wonderful! Her name, actually, her last name was Allport. I don't know if you ever remember her. She was very well known playing. She was everywhere.
I don't
But
recall.
there's probably more than one of them floating around there. So how do you like to play this small one? It's rather unique. I think it's lovely.
Yeah, it's definitely different than what I was used to. I've been learning the small one for about a year with the band. It's been really fun though. I'm able to move around a lot more and can kind of dance to the music more than you can with
And she does.
with the pedal
So
harp.
you've got everybody sort of getting up and walking around and doing things.
That's the difference with what we do. We are actually interactive entertainment, that we can actually go and walk amongst
You can
the
walk
crowd
amongst the people.
while we are
That's
playing.
fabulous, isn't it?
We're wireless. We use in-ear monitors. Everything is on our person, including our cello. She has a strap that she uses to
So you
walk
have a
around
strap
with.
so you can walk around. Is this heavy? Probably.
Not too bad.
No, not bad at all. And you wouldn't complain anyway because you love it, right? You're not last but least, but what is your name?
I'm Lexy.
Lexy. Lexy, you look very happy and love what you're doing.
Absolutely.
This violin, are these both the same?
They're similar. I mean,
Similar.
they're different makers.
Different makers,
Yeah.
but because they look very similar to me. Have you always played the violin, or you play other
For a
instruments?
very long time, yep, since I was 8 years old.
Since you were 8 years old. So do you think you're going to stay in it? Just a question.
Definitely.
You know.
We hope so.
I think they all are. Now, was it hard for you to choose what you wanted for your? It's not a trio because trios are threes,
Right.
so it's just like a band.
It is a band.
It's a band.
We
But
actually
anything over trio is trio. So you are actually a band. Do you have other people that play with you too?
We do. We actually have keys and drums and an upright bass as well.
Do you have
we,
like a full orchestra?
it is a full band.
Full
It's a
band,
seven-piece
that's-
ensemble, and we definitely our genre is mostly the classic and modern rock music.
Oh, I love
that is
that
all
because-
instrumental, and everything is live.
Everything is live.
Everything is live.
And where did you get the idea of having these illuminated, bows? I
That's
think
the-
I got that right.
That's Jerry Jones.
Jerry-
He is
oh.
the one who created this. He worked with a fiber optics company to make these, and they're actually lit by lasers. So
Really?
yeah, so we use a combination of LEDs and lasers and other effects in
And
our
then you
show.
also have one that changes colours, don't you?
I do actually. Yes.
Well, I
We've seen
remember
that a
last
previous
time.
one.
Yeah, well, I saw that last time. And I was fascinated. I said, how could that be playing all those different colours? It's like playing on its own. It's got its own thing going.
Yes.
So how did you manage to choose all these young ladies, to what you wanted? Because it's very hard out there because
Yes.
there's some that are really good and there's some that are not so good. And, you want to get the right team together so they're coordinated.
And that is very true. That's why we rehearse every week, and we do an average of about 200 shows a year together. So not only do we have rehearsal shows together, we spend a lot of time together, and it's
You
about
like each other. Arguments going. I think it's your husband that keeps them all in order.
I believe you're right. Yes.
Yeah. He's what you call a very busy man. Her husband is very quiet, very softly spoken, and seems to handle the whole thing, for women, and I'm sure with the rest of the band too. Now, the drummer, is he
That's a male.
A male, and the pianist?
We have two on that. One is male and one is female. Yes.
Wonderful.
Depending on which event, because not everyone is always available. We understand that we are all working musicians
Yes.
and working well together.
And you all have your own ideas, you all have your own perception as to what you want to do and how you want to do it. So trying to coordinate all this and get it sounding really great, because unless you're great, you don't really make it out there. So I know you're great. Now, on that, they said they're going to play something.
Yes.
So Michelle wants to show us a little bit of what they do. So we're going to hit the music. There's apparently some music we hit, and off we go. And go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is my arrangement, and I
Oh.
arranged it specifically for Tim Burton, and he complimented us greatly on it, so
Oh, you
I'm
did it for
truly
Tim?
honored.
Oh,
Yes,
my
yes, we
goodness.
did play this just for him.
So this is very honourable. Pity we couldn't get him on the show.
Oh, I wish.
Yes, but next time maybe. But this is really such an honour for you.
Thank you.
So go ahead, play
Of
this.
course.
on key, yes, that was amazing. Starting on key and ending right at the right time. Now, Michelle, you're the one that called that.
Yes.
And you know when to stop and when to start. You know, it just amazes me that it's like a singer. They come in and they do all the things they do, and I often think, how do they know when to do it? You know, it's sort of, you know, it's like, but they know because that is their job and that's what they learn. How long did it take you to compose this?
It took me a total. Well, it's a part of a full medley, which is actually runs almost 7 minutes.
Yes.
That we did specifically for the Boneyard Ball, which was the big fundraiser for the Neon Museum, and then we performed it again at several receptions and other events after that. So it's a full 7-minute medley, and it took me probably about 15 hours to finish all the arrangements.
That's
and then
not long. That's not very long.
And then between rehearsals, recordings,
then you do all the rehearsals,
and that's where about 40 or 50 hours of work comes in.
So do you have a lot of them together when you actually started, or do you just start it yourself on paper with your violin and stuff? You start off.
Honestly, I just start with a blank piece of manuscript paper and just start writing notes. And on this, because there is no sheet music for any of this that was available, especially for a medley.
Well, because it's yours, and you have.
So I just listened to the songs, and I said I want to include this song and this movie theme and this movie theme, and wound up doing a lot. And I wanted to end with the Nightmare Before Christmas main theme, which is called This Is Halloween.
Yes, This Is Halloween. So it all unfolds as to what you're doing and how you're doing it. How many songs have you actually, you know, composed? Do you know?
My compositions, I lost track. I mean, I've actually composed probably over 100 songs, but actual arranging, I do more arranging of songs that people recognize or movie themes and things like that.
What do you mean by arranging?
Arranging is where it's a song like you would recognize by a band. For example, the Beatles. And then you arrange a song by the Beatles, and you arrange it for your ensemble.
For your own way of playing it, so you do that with the violins and the other two people that are not with you.
And when I was with Ted Torres, that was what I did, was I was arranging all of the orchestrations, and I wrote all of those out for that particular show. And then that's when the Las Vegas
How long was that
Philharmonic
performance?
It was a full 2-hour show.
Wow.
A full 2-hour show.
Don't you get kind of after an hour? No.
That took me a few years to write all those arrangements.
Well, to write them all, but then to get up there and perform for 2 hours, that's a long time.
Yes. We do, we have probably right now about 6 hours of fully memorized music in our repertoire amongst our group. And it really is everything from Metallica to Ozzy Osbourne to Sia and everything.
So if anybody wants to make a request,
we have a lot of
you probably
music,
are able to do it.
Yes, and they're very good about
that. And you
that.
all do the same thing. You all have the same repertoire and everything, right?
And each of us has different repertoire that we bring to the table as well. So
nice.
we have an ear.
Also, you take that in as well.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yes. Now, what about, have you sort of composed anything or done anything?
I've done a few arrangements as well for the group, some other things, probably more projects outside of the group.
Yeah, but you still. So you all play outside of the group as well. Hang in a second. They've got lots of jobs going on, lots of stuff going on.
Musicians.
So they're not with you. Yeah, and they have to work like anybody else all the time. Someone's got to pay the rent. We all have to pay rent somewhere. It's either a mortgage, either rent, or electric bill, or gas bill. We all have to do that.
Yes.
Unless we live in a hotel, but then we still have to fix a bill. So you play other music, other places. You travel a lot, or do you travel a lot?
I try to travel a lot.
How do you get your bookings individually? Do you have an agent, or how do you do that? Because it's a little different.
A lot of it is through me. A lot of it is through me, but then they also have their own connections as well.
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
So a lot of them, you book them for what you want, but also do you book them for other things in case somebody needs somebody?
Yes, within the limitations that I'm allowed without being a talent agent.
Oh,
yes.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, they have to have a license or whatever the case may be, and everything else. What's your greatest ambition? Where do you want to go, and what you've gone a long way already.
My dream?
What's your dream?
I would like to perform on Sesame Street.
Well, I wasn't expecting that, but I think that's pretty cool. All right, Sesame Street. Now, let's see what we can arrange. Come on, Michelle.
Put in a good word with Cookie Monster for me.
I usually know Oscar and Grouch, but just kidding.
They all live there.
They're all huddled together, right? What about you? Sesame Street the second now.
Honestly, probably to be able to make a living traveling and playing. I would
Really?
love to be able to do that.
So my answer to that would be just go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sit back and wait for somebody else to do it for you, because it'll never happen.
Yep, I'm on the right path
you've got
for
to,
it.
You've got to
Yes.
get right on that path, and you've got to keep moving. I know that Michelle does. I know I do. And the only way you can get anywhere is walk and move.
Yep.
How about you?
I've always wanted to play for a movie soundtrack, movie
Oh
score.
my goodness. So you will. So now you have to get in touch with all the movie people. In fact, there's a gentleman in town, if I can remember, maybe I ought to get it from Lynn. We had somebody that was a composer, and he composed and did a couple of movies here, right, Steve? I forget his name though. He's a young guy from Germany. He was from Germany. Remember the guy from Germany? He was a composer. So, and he's done a couple of movie tracks. So if we can, maybe Lynn, get him together and see what we can do. So like you, we can give a helping hand. And that's what we do on this show. Vegas Live is giving musicians and also other people in other businesses as well, but mostly we do the entertainment business, and we help them on that road. So there's a message out there right now for you that she wants to do a movie track, and cool, why not? I mean, I think that's pretty cool. She wants Sesame Street, and she wants to travel. Now then, we got the dangerous one is right here. Michelle. I mean, you've already reached such a stage and such a place in your life already, so you know, what is something, I mean, Wayne Newton's a very good friend of yours. By the way, Wayne Newton is at the Barge at Caesar's Palace on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
He's the most amazing man. He's a guy, definitely, of Las Vegas. He kind of grew up here, he performed here, and this is really his home.
It is.
He's a good friend of yours. And
Yes,
he's,
he is.
yes, very, very good friend. So now, what would you like to kind of, you know,
It's kind of
reach?
hard to top Wayne, to be honest. But
Yes.
there's still an artist that I've always wanted to perform with, and everyone knows I love him. Is Sting. I still
Sting?
want to play with Sting. I've opened for him, but I've never played with him, and I want to play with him.
Okay, so Michelle Jones wants to play with Sting. Now, I believe in this world, there is nothing impossible. I truly, truly believe that if you really want something, you can have it. Each one of us are individuals. I don't think we have to step on other people's toes to get there. I think that we're all so different. So their wishes, please let all their wishes come true. And my wish is for all their wishes to come true, because that's what we do, and we're going to help you as much as we can, any of you, and of course always.
Thank you, Ninon.
Sure, I just love this woman, amazing. But thank you for watching Vegas Live with me. It has been amazing. Now don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe, check them out, check the show out. It's absolutely fabulous. Vegas Live with Ninon, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
Except I have a gift for you.
Oh, I love. Did you know?
Surprise! Yes, I know.
Look at this.
Well, okay, so this is directly related to the event, although it's not from the event. You can only
okay.
get this at Disney World.
Okay.
And, you know, we're from Orlando.
Yes.
So this is something that is specific because, of course, it was a Disney movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. And we had to do something for you.
She doesn't.
as a theme.
I don't know if you realise it, but I love presents and I love these. Thank you so much. I will open this up afterwards.
That'll be fine. Shall we play you out with one
Yes,
more
let's
quick
play
song
out
as we go
one
out?
quick song as we go out, and then we'll be right back. Thank you. Oh, that's amazing.